So After Ever Happy is the fourth installment of the surprisingly popular After series, which really focuses on the toxic love story between Harden and Tessa. I would say that this installment is pretty much more of the same, but if you absolutely love the movie so far, then I think you'll really enjoy After Ever Happy as well. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So in this video, we are going to be reviewing After Ever Happy, which is a romantic comedy drama based on the incredibly popular novel book series by Anna Todd, and this is the fourth installment based on the novel of the same name. And I love how meta it is right at the end in terms of a book series being released in this in-universe world called After. And at around 90 minutes long, this movie does actually pack in quite a lot, picking up exactly where the last movie left off in terms of Harden's massive reaction to finding out that his father actually isn't his father, and then also exploring Tessa's relationship with her father and the massively dramatic and emotionally driven series of events that take place because of this. Obviously her move then to New York City, of course a lot of will they, won't they, a lot of steamy stuff taking place as well, and of course the book launch right at the end of this movie, which I did think was really, really fascinating, especially as Harden is profiting over the relationship that he has had with Tessa. So I just think it's a really interesting question in terms of one individual profiting from talking about the experiences of a relationship which does involve another person, but actually they don't see any of the money. You know, you could say this is their perspective and the other person has a right to tell their perspective, but I just think it's really, really interesting nonetheless. And I have to say, Josephine Langford just does such a good job. I feel like she is a really accomplished actress already. And I really love the character. As you can tell, she has such a good head on her shoulders and a pure heart as well, but she can't help the fact when she gives her heart over to Harden, and of course all of the lust that is involved in their relationship. I would say by contrast, hero Fiennes-Tiffin isn't as great of an actor, especially when he's being really emotional, really childlike as Harden and just screaming at everybody. What I do find really amusing is his immediate reaction to when he hears something really shocking, and then when he immediately regrets what he says. I think those sequences are really, really good. However, by the end of this movie, when he becomes a little bit more of a matured character, I feel like Hero is actually playing those sequences really, really well. I just find the ones when he is being really erratic is just a lot of overacting. I feel like all of the other supporting characters are really, really good. You don't see that much of them, and they don't have that many layers to them, even though they do go through a lot of interesting stuff, especially the adults and Landon as well. But I just feel like, you know, they focus so much on Tessa and Hardin that it doesn't allow the other characters to have a bit more development as well. And even though, of course, this relationship is very, very heightened for comedic and entertainment purposes, I would say underneath that, though, there is a lot of believability with this relationship and how this is represented on screen. So, for example, young adults really lusting for one another, having a lot of passion for one another, and actually going through a lot of big traumatic events. And the thing that a lot of people talk about in relation to the After book series and the movie series is just the toxic relationship. So I do feel like you can actually learn a lot in terms of how you should and more aptly shouldn't be in a relationship as well. And just like the previous other three movies, it ends with a bit of a to be continued, and so the fifth and final installment will finally wrap up Harden and Tessa's relationship. Although that being said, that isn't the last movie to be released as part of this in-universe, as we are going to get a sequel film which is going to explore their kids, which I feel like is a bit of a spoiler in terms of what's going to end up happening in the fifth installment. And then we're also going to get a movie which is based on the other book called Before, which will look at the young life of the Harden character. So, you know, so much more content that's going to be released from this afterworld. And then maybe it's going to spin into another TV show, maybe more movies to be released after that, but, you know, loads more to come. I feel a little bit mixed with my rating. I feel like on the one hand, people love to tear this movie down, love to tear all the acting down, I love to tear everything about it down. But that being said, I feel like if you really do love it, then I think it's a perfect film for you. And I feel like if you love these actors, you love these characters, you love this world, then you're going to have such a good time with this movie. And so I feel like I have to give After Ever Happy a 5 out of 10. Now I'd love to hear what you thought of this movie, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.